Dear disgraced board members, you think you're woke? Well, let me wake you a little bit more. I'm a Chaldean married to an Armenian. We are minorities of the minorities in this country. Our ancestors and people survived massacres of the Turks and the ISIS. I grew up in Iran as a Christian, and when we went to school, as much as the government wanted to indoctrinate us, the teachers didn't allow it. The teachers did their job, teach us the curriculum, science, math, biology, etc. They didn't try to shove propaganda down our throats like the Ayatollahs did.
There was a lot of things going through my head. Am I gonna be angry? Should I be calm? There was like 1,000 things going on. Then when I got to the podium, I was like, let's unleash hell on these people because it's my kid's life, and I don't want my kid's life to be impacted to this level. And yeah, I mean, my kids are young, and I want them to have the proper education. And what's happening now, as we see it in the news all the time, and they're coming out, this indoctrination process that goes through with these teachers, so-called teachers. They're not, they're revolutionaries.
Now in the 21st century, we have social justice warrior so-called teachers are trying to shove their garbage ideology down our kids' throat. These are our children, not yours. Their job is not to raise my child or my neighbor's child. Their job is to teach our kids math, science, biology, literature, and that's it, not ideology. Now you want to push garbage crap like pronouns? How the hell does that keep a kid from succeeding? How does that help them? Does that teach them how to add? You want to push that garbage down my kid's throat? I will make you call my kids king and queen. That's how I will address my sons and my daughter. And you look at me, you call me master. You want that pronoun to be in your mouth when you look at me?
Just to clear up, I know king and queen are not pronouns. I get it. Okay, there was a lot of people like, oh, they're not pronouns. I know that. But you have to realize because it's not just pronouns. People are coming out telling me, hey, I'm a mermaid, I'm a cat, I'm a dog, I'm this, I'm that. So who says there's a limitation on the pronouns at this point or what to be called? So I was like, hey, if that's what you're gonna do, this is where you're gonna address my kids, and this is how you're gonna address me. If you hear in my speech, and I said, these are not your children, these are my children. My kids don't go to school to be to sit in a classroom and the teacher be their parent. That's not their job. So, and now like this was like a month ago, almost a month ago, and now we're seeing stuff coming out on video. You have an Antifa teacher in California indoctrinating children or kids or whatever, high school kids. Speaking about he has 180 days to convert these kids into extremists. That's indoctrination. And now he's gonna sit here and say, oh, now they're coming for my job. I love my job and all that stuff. Yeah, well, you have an Antifa flag in your classroom. You have an LGBTQ flag in your classroom. And the other teacher in Orange County, where she took that American flag and having kids pledge allegiance to the LGBTQ flag. How disrespectful can you be to this country? This is the country where everybody lives, right? So I live here. I'm proud of that flag. My kids are proud of that flag, and I'm gonna make them be proud of that flag because that flag represents their livelihood, how they grew up and where they came from. Where I came from, I'm an immigrant. I am an immigrant. immigrant. I came here without speaking a word of English. And this country has given me so much opportunities, has given me the freedom that I didn't have to be who I am now. So for somebody who hates this country so much that they take the flag down and, you know, they make a funny TikTok video over it because they think they're funny, in fact, they're miserable. They have a miserable life. They are just genuinely miserable people. And they want to make everybody as miserable as they are. I'm happy with my life. I don't regret any decisions I've made. I don't regret anything I've said. If I made a mistake, I will own up to it and say, and I will apologize. But for this, I don't apologize to anybody. I make my own life. I make my own decisions. I create my own privileges. Nobody tells me that you're privileged. I created my own privilege. I give privileges to my kids. No one's going to stop me from doing that. And nobody handed me that privilege. It was all me. It's always me. It has been me. I have a strong wife behind me who helps me along every step out of the way. And we make decisions together for our kids and for our family and for our livelihood. And those decisions have brought us to this point. I'm not going to let anybody stop me or her to advance to the next level because we're not done. We're not done. I don't quit. I'm always going after the next best thing. No one's going to give that to me. No one's handing that. No one, I don't take handouts. This is all coming from me. But when I see these people sitting in classrooms, telling their students, your parents are stupid, your parents are dumb. That was the Utah teacher, the chemistry teacher, she was saying that to her students. Your parents are dumb. You are smarter than your parents. Well, you know what? A lot of those kids look up to their parents. Their parents might not be educated, but they look up to their parents. That dad or mom are the hardest working individual in their livelihood. And you have some miserable so-called teacher, I don't even think she's a teacher because she's a dumb individual, tell you that your parent is dumb. Just because you are miserable. And she said it herself, my parents are dumb. She had a miserable life. She continues to be miserable. Instead of changing her own ideology, she's pushing it on the kids. And that's where, you know, when I said what I said at that school board meeting, it wasn't because I haven't seen stuff like that. I've seen it, but I just never spoke out. But then when it started knocking on my back door, that's not, I'm not gonna let it in. I'm gonna push it out. I'm gonna continue to push it out, and I will put whatever barrier I can to stop it from coming anywhere near my livelihoods or my kids. A lot of parents who don't want to speak or can't speak out, they could still reach out to some individuals who are very active in this field, especially in the local area. There's always somebody who's outspoken. You know, they could reach out to those people, whoever, if it's a congressman, congresswoman, you know, if local officials or, you know, teachers, whoever, find that person or groups who are not afraid to speak out, because once you voice your concern to them, they know they're not alone. They know that there's a mass majority of individuals who are against this. So you don't have to come on camera. You don't have to record a video. You don't need to do that. You could do it with letters. You could do it with emails. You could tell your superintendent. You could email them. Email the teachers. Email the principal. Email whoever you want. Don't be afraid that you're going to be targeted. Okay, these people, they scream and they intimidate you by their screaming. They intimidate you by saying, oh, I'm going to go to his job and embarrass them. I'm going to go on such place and, you know, put their name out there. Don't be afraid of these people. These people are cowards. They're 100% cowards. This is why they scream. This is why they scream like a little baby who wants a candy and their mom is not giving them candy. They stomp their feet, and these lousy politicians, they bend backwards to them and give them what they want because they don't want, they're tired of hearing them scream. So you do the same thing. Play their own game. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Don't let them ruin your life or run your life for you.